Hey, so if you got a palette that looks something like this in the mail, then this video is for you. I'm gonna show you how I use my 3D foundation using two different brushes. I'll be using the blend brush to start, and then I'm gonna finish with a blush and bronzer brush. The first shade that I'm gonna go into is my contour. This should be the dark brown that's cool toned. So your bronzer is warm, but your contour should be a little bit cooler. I'm gonna use the small end of my blend brush to apply my contour in the shape of a 3 on my face. I also love to contour my nose, so I'm just gonna go on the sides of my nose, starting up at the brow and coming down. And it's okay if it looks sloppy, we're just gonna blend it in at the end anyways. After I've gotten my contour applied, I'm gonna go into my brightening highlight, which is gonna be the lighter highlight shade that you've received. I'm gonna go in with a small end again and just kind of apply it towards the inner corner of my eye and on the outer corner. I also like to apply my brightener down the middle of my nose and in my chin area and on my Cupid's bow. After my brightener has been applied, I'm gonna apply my main highlight, which is the shade that should match your skin tone the best, with the fluffier end of the blend brush. And I'm just gonna kind of pat it on my beard area, a little bit under my eye, just a touch, and in that T-zone, which is up in here. The beautiful thing about this makeup is that it's buildable. So the 3D foundation, you just need a light layer everywhere. And then after we blend this in, if we need to come back and touch up specific spots, we can do that. The last thing I apply is my lip and cheek color. I'm gonna use the small end of the brush and put it on my lips. And I'm gonna use the fluffy end just a little bit to apply on top of my contour, right above it. Now that everything is applied, I'm just gonna blend it in. I'm gonna start with my lightest shade first and work my way to the darker shades. Like I said, it's buildable. So this little guy needs a little bit more love. So I'm just gonna use a small end of my brush. I'm gonna go into my main highlight shade, which is that foundation color. And I'm just gonna spot treat those specific areas that might need a little bit extra coverage. By just spot treating the troubled areas, it really helps with not being cakey. We're just doing those small little spots that need a little bit extra love. After I have all of this blended in and my spot treat done, I'm gonna use the blush and bronzer brush to apply my bronzer. I'm gonna use the fluffy end to go into Bella Bronzer, which is my absolute favorite bronzer. I go about 3 taps. You do not need a lot of Bella. And I just kind of like pat it on the high points of my face as if I was getting a suntan. And Bella is just gonna give me a little bit more color and life to my skin. After Bella, the last step is just to apply your illuminator in your 3D foundation. I personally like to just use my finger and I just go into it just a little bit and I do the high points of my cheek. I do my Cupid's bow and down my nose. And there you have it. There's my 3D foundation applied with only 2 brushes. And my whole face is completely done. It's light, it's not heavy, it's not cakey, it's so beautiful. After my 3D foundation has been applied, I like to finish it with our setting spray. I just spray about 2 or 3 times, or 4. And after that, then you're all done. You could set your face with a powder, but I prefer a setting spray so that my face doesn't look super cakey or powdery. The couple tips that I'll tell you when you're first trying this makeup is make sure that you're using the lightest amount, and you can always build. For some reason, we get super heavy-handed and it just gets a little bit too much, and then it feels super sticky and it feels super oily. The other thing too is just make sure that you're playing with your makeup. You might find that you want to do something a little bit different than the way that I've shown you, and there's no right or wrong. It's just that the more that you play with the makeup, the more you'll learn how to use it. I hope you love your 3D foundation as much as I do, and I'll chat with you soon.